What's good, guys? Welcome to Belmondo TV. It's your boy JC back again with another video, guys. Hope you're well, looking after yourselves, keeping safe. um busy day. I was in the studio last night very late. I got there by 9 p.m. and didn't come out until 6 a.m. So it was a long session. Obviously I don't get to see the brothers. Like I said before previously, I'm in a group with my brothers. I don't get to see them often. So when we do get together to create music, at the same time we catch up on life and everything else that's going on in the world, and that can go on for a long time. It's just part of something I love doing. Obviously, like I said, as an entrepreneur, um, music is definitely my first love, and I try to grow as much as I can in that with my brothers. So it was a long session. Got back really late. I've not really had much sleep. Here I am. A quick conversation I wanted to have. There's one of the subscribers sent me a message, an email, and just a question that she asked. Like I said, this channel is not about preaching or me trying to give advice. Like I know everything. It's not even about that. It's more about sharing. There are people that don't know certain things, and they do ask questions. They may ask questions. It's open for discussion. I learn a lot of things from people, and people hopefully can learn from my experience. It's just my thoughts on things and life, and we get to share ideas, and that's how we grow as people. You keep learning. You never stop learning. Never stop learning. You learn from kids. You learn from adults. You can learn from anyone in the world. If you want to better yourself, it's always open your ears to keep learning. Her question was, she was telling us kind of something that happened. She's been dating this guy for 3 months. When they first met, there was chemistry there. Everything went well in terms of the dates and stuff. They've been dating, like I said, 3 months. It's only just very recently, or last week, the guy decided to walk away, saying basically, I think you are emotionally damaged. You need to deal with certain issues. I can't be part of this. And he went. So obviously she was left a bit like, what's going on here? So her question basically is, what is emotionally damaged, and how did he know I was emotionally damaged? From my opinion, emotionally damaged is when someone's describing you as in having issues that's creating problems that you haven't dealt with. Now, it's almost like there's a saying, hurt people hurt others. Okay? Hurt people hurt people. And the reason for that is there are certain experiences, traumas, things that we've been through in the past, growing up, as kids, as adults, where you may be in a relationship or in a friendship that was abusive, was violent, aggressive, any kind of experience that hurt us in the past that we never dealt with. We kind of buried it. There's so many people, especially now, when people talk about these mental health problems, a lot of those problems stems from traumas that we haven't dealt with. And those traumas could be from childhood. When you was growing up, there's certain things that didn't go right. Your parents were abusive, you was neglected, you lost one of your parents, or you lost both parents, you was bullied at school. There's so many circumstances that may have happened back then that wasn't dealt with, or you wasn't aware of. Some you may be aware of, some you may not be aware of, because sometimes people don't know. They're just accustomed to people talking to them in a certain way, not realizing it may be abusive, and they don't realize until later in life, as in the adult world or as an adult, they find themselves acting in the same kind of way or tolerating someone speaking to them in the same kind of way how they were dealt with in the past. So some of the traumas or hurt experience can be coming from kids when you was a child, and you didn't deal with those situations, or you may be a situation where you was hurt when you, as a grown-up, being in a relationship or partnership, business partnership, work partnership, or friendship, where the other person did a lot of wrong things to you, they hurt you, you kind of brushed it aside, or you kind of dealt with it but didn't deal with it properly. So it's kind of unfinished business. And like I said, a lot of people bury those feelings, thinking, oh, I've dealt with it, the situation's gone and that's it. Not realizing it may surface again later on if you encounter another friendship or relationship or business partnership. Those problems may occur again because you didn't deal with them. It may cause problems. That's why, so when he's saying that you might have issues that you haven't dealt with, don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. Don't take it like it means you're not good, you're bad or anything like that. It's got nothing to do with that. It just means that he can see certain things, that how you behave and how you deal with situations, that he feels it may cause problems. One of you may end up getting hurt. The deeper you fall into the relationship or the partnership or the friendship, whatever you fall into, that person is saying basically, you know what, I see certain issues that I think I can't deal with these situations. I'm calling it quits, or I'm calling it time out. I may come back later one, we can start again. So there are positives to what he's saying, but if he's just saying he's walking away, that's fine. That's fine, but don't take it personal. It just means that someone is, he's not able to handle those situations. And sometimes you may come across someone that who's able to deal with those problems that you have, but they will be quite honest with you. They say, you know what, I can see you have some unfinished businesses, some situations that you didn't deal with, a relationship that ended very recently, and you haven't dealt with those situations or those baggages, and we can't move forward unless we sit down and speak about it and trying to work how we can maneuver this friendship or relationship or partnership. That's important. You are going to get people who would approach it in that kind of way, or you're going to get people that will walk away because they haven't got time to be dealing with those kind of emotional baggages and stuff. So from my experience, you would always find people that are emotionally damaged are always in denial, in a sense where they're not going to admit to you that they've got issues. They don't look at themselves to say, I've got issues, here I am. And I tell you one thing, when you meet people and they're kind of honest with you and tell you, I've got these issues that in the past, this is what happened to me in the past, or I just come up from a relationship and this is why I am. Those are the people, that's not a red flag. It's the people that don't tell you, they kind of give you inklings, oh yeah, I've only just broke up with my boyfriend 2 months ago. They don't give you any more information. That's a red flag. Those are issues. But someone who comes into the relationship and gives you information in terms of, this is me, these are my issues, I have not dealt with, I hope it doesn't hurt our relationship, but I'm willing to work on it. You've got to applaud that, because obviously they're being honest with you, they're not being in denial, and that is someone that was giving you an option to say, you know what, I'm coming with this baggage, and I'm not being in denial. I know that I've got these problems, but I care about you. I want to work things out, and hopefully we can work it together. You can help me. Now you have the choice and options to say, okay, I love that honesty. I think we can work on it. let's go slow and let's work on these issues. If we can't, we can't, but at least we've tried, you know. So you do get that sometimes. That's just the maturity of some people. Sometimes they'll say, you know what, here I am, let's sit down, let's talk about it, let's deal with it, let's see where we can go with this. And sometimes it could be something like it's extreme, you can't deal with. If someone who's been hurt very, very recently and it's really damaged them, they can't handle how they act, they're very aggressive, they're argumentative, they're in denial, there's jealousy. There are certain ones that you can't deal with. You just can't deal with. Some people, in your case, Marie, if this guy felt like it's too much, and he's gonna walk away, again, like I said, don't take it as a negative. Just take it like, if you've been hurt quite very, very recently, you've got to deal with those situations and trying to get yourself in a good place before making another move. It is important, you know. This goes back again to self-assessment of yourself. Don't get too deep. Don't get too caught up in your own emotions. It's more about assessing where you are as a person, the traumas that you've been through, anything that you've been through in life, hurt and things like that. Make sure you've dealt with it. And that's the reason why sometimes people have counselling, because when you have a counselling sessions, you're able to work on your problems. You're able to deal with circumstances and situations that's happened in the past, to clear your mind a bit, to give you comfort, to give you cushion, to maneuver, to be able to deal with any obstacles that's ahead of you, to manage your emotions, to manage situation better. Even if you're not 100% cured, counseling is about working, you know, really working on your problems, getting rid of those ghosts, demons, and from the past, things that you may have forgotten that you didn't deal with. You know, like again, like I said, that sometimes you go through certain things in life that you don't realize they're going to affect you in the future. Certain people dealt with in a certain way, certain routine that your parents had that was toxic, or a friendship that you had that was toxic. You've learnt really bad habits and how to deal with people. You may be rude, you may be aggressive, your approach may be abrupt. It's just about really self-assessing yourself and find out what you can improve. You know, it's important. Like I said, we have to keep learning and try to improve as people. You know, it's the only way you move forward in life. You know, you can never get rid of all your baggages, but at least you can try to work on them, so you're able to deal with circumstances and situations that may occur in the future, in friendships, relationships, in partnerships. You know, because it's very easy to meet someone who kind of, from my experience, where I've met people who believe they don't have any issues, they're always gonna blame. It's a blame culture. They always blame others for their behaviors, how they react to certain situations. They always blame. So, oh, it's your fault I'm like this. It's your fault I'm like this. Not realizing that you're not self-assessing why you're behaving like that. We have to get to the point where now we stop blaming other people on how we behave, how we react. Because I'll go back to that thing about being in denial. Because you're going to come, from my personal experience, I've come across people that are very much in denial of their behaviors. You know, especially the ones that blame everyone else apart from themselves. They don't look at issues that they have. You know, if someone, because you may get into a friendship, relationship, or any situation where there's an argument or something's happened, that person straight away, they're blaming you for all the problems. Or you're the reason why I'm anxious. You're the reason why I'm feeling suicidal. You're the reason. Unless you're a really bad person and toxic, you're aggressive, abusive, then they've got every right to say that. But if themselves as people are in denial, and you can see that they are aggressive, they are abusive, and they shout and scream, they can't deal with certain situation in a calm way, they're very emotional. These are all red flags. But that blame, like I said, we live in a blame culture where everyone's always blaming each other without looking at themselves. So for me, it's so important to really analyze the situation carefully and look at it from your point of view, and have the empathy to look at someone else and see how you can work things without the whole thing escalating and becoming even more toxic. So someone coming to you saying, okay, I love this relationship, but I can't be in it because I feel like you got issues. It just means that they're questioning certain ways that you deal with situations that they feel like you need to work on, because it's gonna hurt both of you or one of you in a long term. So it can be a positive thing if you look at it this way. They're giving you a chance to work on yourself. But don't take it all negative. Again, like I said, most of us have issues that we haven't dealt with, traumas and situations that has happened in the past that we have not dealt with, and now we're in a situation where you're in a partnership, friendship, or whatever, and you're just dealing with situations in a very chaotic kind of way, aggressive or argumentative, in denial, abusive and violent. These are all they all stem from somewhere, and you've got to find where that is coming from. So that's what I would say from that. But in terms of people that in denial, if someone's in denial, you can either have the patience to really take time and work at it, or you can say, you know what, adios, I can't work on this, because you're in denial and you're not working on it, you're not willing to work on it. It's either your way or the highway. I'd rather not be in it. But if someone's willing to work with you on something, really have the patience and say, you know what, I've got issues, you got issues, we can work on it. We both standing tall and admitting that we have issues that we can work on, and move forward. That's something you have to applaud. That's fantastic. But again, like I just said, we live in a blame culture. People always blame. They're not willing to change. You'd find that most people on this planet have issues, and most of the time those issues come from childhood traumas and situations that they didn't deal with, or relationship that was so abusive and emotionally all over the place, that you end up carrying out in the future. But we've got to deal with it. But yeah, that's how I would deal with it. The best thing to do, self-assess, look at the situation where the person may say that you're emotionally damaged. Don't take it as a negative, see where you can work on, and if you can, work at it, and do your best. And I'm pretty sure you will come across, and if it didn't work out, I'm pretty sure you'll come across someone who's willing to work with you, and be patient, so you can get through that the problems together. Okay. Thank you guys as always. Pleasure. Please send me messages, comments, and please like, subscribe, keep supporting the channel, guys. Like I said, I'm loving this. It's only just the beginning. It's there's a lot of things that I want to do ahead of me, and I can't wait. I'm going to take you guys on that journey. Thank you as always. Much love. Keep safe and look after you. Thank you so much. Much love. Keep safe and look after yourself. Peace.